What's up, everyone, and welcome to issue 16 of Geek Pop Podcast. With me is Josh.
Hello, everyone.
Are we going to talk like this the rest of the podcast?
Well, we might as well. It sounds like we're in a helicopter. Like, it sounds like... Yeah. Yeah, we got some traffic on the 105. So we're not going to do that. It's fine. Spoiler!
So, Josh, speaking of helicopters...
Yes.
I was asked to be on the first aid response team at work.
Does that mean that when someone cuts their finger, you grab the first aid and you run?
I don't know, but I don't know what made the HR lady think I'm any sort of reputable source or anything along these lines. So I just shut her down pretty quick. I said the best I can do is call AMCO if there's an injury. And then she rolled her eyes and laughed and walked away.
Best I can do. Best I can do. Pick up the phone. Also, you're the guy who is, like, locked in a room away from everyone else, too. So
yeah.
You would
Nor do I want to see their blood.
Yeah, you would be the last to know if there was an emergency.
I'm the first to know everything, Josh.
Oh, maybe they just wanted to store the first aid kit in your room, so that was
They probably did.
The way to get it.
All information flows, ebbs and flows through me at work.
Does it?
Sure.
Somehow I don't believe that to be the case. I believe that you latch on and insert yourself into various leaves of the information tree, but I feel like the majority of it flows through the trunk, which you are not involved in.
I insert all sorts of things.
Yeah.
Or insert myself in all sorts of things.
You maybe had it right the first time.
Whatever. So, Josh, speaking of work, sometimes at work I like to eat lunch.
I mean, most days I like to eat lunch.
But the more important thing, Josh, is we're going to play a little game tonight.
Okay, great. I
Today,
love games.
tonight, depending on your listening choices,
This
selections. So this morning.
Toby and I record the podcast at 10:30 in the morning every day. We
Comes out once a
only
week.
post one time, though. We pick the best one of the week.
All those breaks you hear, that's different from like actual conversations.
Yeah, different days. I change clothes every time. It's you can't see it because it's an audio-only podcast, but one day, we're going to have a video podcast, and it's going to be different days, sun's rising, sun's setting. This show, goes forever.
So
Josh's
explanation of the show, Josh, we're going to play a game called Guess My Lunch.
Okay.
I'm going to give you the ingredients that were listed in my lunch the other day.
Your lunch was Wawa's. That's... Did I guess correctly?
No, you did not.
Wow, you're branching out, man. You really...
A little bit.
You're really living.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Here we go. Whenever you want to buzz in, just buzz in.
Okay, great. I will.
So here we go. Cultured pasteurized milk.
I want to stop real quick. Is this the ingredient list on the back of the package or something?
Yes.
Okay. So milk, number one.
Cultured pasteurized milk.
Of course, yes. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Cream. Sodium citrate. Salt. Milk fat. Mechanically separated turkey. Chicken. Pork. Water. Corn syrup.
Wait, let's pause again real quick. What's going on in that turkey that they had to specify there was a machine involved? Like, because right after they list 2 more types of meat. Like what?
2 more birds.
Yeah.
Matter of fact. Or a bird and a pig, but whatever.
Listen, we fucked
Pork
that
birds.
turkey's day. All right, I'm still lost. Go on.
All right, so corn syrup, 2% of modified food starch, dextrose, sodium lactate, sodium phosphate, beef, flavorings.
Beef? Why is beef so low in that list? Beef is below phosphate. What?
But notice, so out of the meats named in my meal,
Yeah.
it was turkey, chicken, pork, and beef.
What the fuck?
Wait, so
All right, go on.
flavorings, sodium diacetate,
I can tell I'm quickly nearing the end here.
sodium erythrobate, sodium nitrate, extract of paprika, pork hearts, contains 2% or less of potassium lactate, more flavorings, sodium diacetate, sliced tomatoes, green leaf lettuce, wheat, and milk.
So they order these in the list of the amount they're in, like the order of the amount they're in. So sliced tomatoes is below certain types of colorings.
Sliced with tomatoes is below 17 other kinds of meats.
And sliced tomatoes is below things you've never heard of. Like one sounded like urethra bait. I don't even.
That's just delicious.
So you put all that together, and that's a food item. That's
a food item.
That's one thing.
It's one thing.
Oh Jesus! Was it a turducken? Were you eating a turducken?
It was a poor Turkin Beth.
Yeah, beef. Poor Turkin burger.
It was a beef flavored poor Turkin something.
I'm stumped. I don't know. I have no idea.
A fucking American hoagie, Josh.
An American hoagie. There's nothing more American than mechanically separated
than 17
turkey.
meats.
Yeah. If I think about America, I do think about a lot of meat. Wait, there's no bread listed. What?
Wheat was at the end. You might have missed that.
Oh, okay.
So I guess there was wheat in the bread, but not really. But it wasn't even wheat bread. It was like white looking bread.
Listen, you're pretty white bread, if I have to say something.
All right there, fella.
So that's weird. That's a lot of ingredients for that. Could you taste all the different meats?
Oh yeah, because I mean, like American hoagies usually have just like it's like bologna, I think bologna and ham and cheese.
Where is this from? Is this from Wawa? What is this?
No, this is from a grocery store.
Okay, so
I did branch out from Wawa though, but when I buy an American hoagie from other places, there's like 50 things on the ingredient wrapper, and then I wonder why there's an ingredient wrapper for a hoagie, and it goes downhill from there.
So an American hoagie sounds like if I went to Subway and got like an Italian BMT, only not any of those things, because just a bunch of different meats slapped on together, and that's your sandwich.
Yeah, American hoagie. Let's see what it says. Let's see what it says.
I wonder
American cheese, ham, bologna, cooked salami.
Bologna. Mm-hmm. My bologna has a first name.
It's F-U-C-K-Y. Yeah. But yeah, so apparently my foods, Josh, are super saturated with things that aren't actually food.
Did you buy this from a vending machine? Be honest.
I bought it from a hobo.
What year was the sandwich
fresh
made?
hoagies on the side of the road here.
Fresh hoagies, or cigarette money, whichever you want to give me.
You want to S my D for this H? You know, we can work that out.
H is the agreed upon abbreviation for a hoagie. You know, it's pretty universal.
If you want to say H, it'll be S in my D with the BJ.
It's very confusing because
LOL.
Because H means hoagie, but HJ means something completely different. You have to be very careful. Wait until the bum pauses. You want to make sure he's not offering you an HJ, just an H.
So, besides my exciting lunch this week, I also went to the casino.
Speaking of lunch, before we get to the casino story, I have to tell you my dinner story tonight.
Okay.
I went to Benihana while we're on the food thing.
I'm going to tell you about dinner tonight. I went for dinner.
I went to dinner at Benihana's, though. Have you ever been to a Benihana?
Isn't it just Chinese buffet?
No. Benihana's the one where, like, the dude cooks in front of you, and he's like a samurai, but with,
That's called hibachi.
No, Benihana's the chain. It's a chain of food. But he does, like, tricks.
The act of them cooking in front of you is hibachi.
Oh, my God, Toby. The restaurant's called Benihana.
I know, but you said they do that thing with the food.
They do the thing with the food. But he makes like a volcano out of the onion things.
Yeah,
and, like,
they sure do.
He flips the shrimp in his hat. Yeah.
I've seen eggs in the hat.
Ooh, wow, that's pretty cool. He made a face out of the eggs for us. Here's the thing. How much do you interact with that guy at a Benihana?
I try to a lot because it's funny to me.
Okay.
Because they usually use like the stupid, like we'll say stereotypical American voice.
Uh-huh.
Or the ones I've been to though.
The guy here, there was a little girl at our table, so he was like trying to interact with her in the most like creepy uncle way possible, where he flipped around the utensils and he like went to hand them to her. He's like, you want to try? And like ha 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 ha, and then he cut all the tails off the shrimp, and then he tried to hand them to her. Like ha 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 ha. So that was interesting. I felt like after the tricks I should clap, but it didn't seem like that was appropriate.
Did he throw the food in your mouth?
He didn't. Oh, is that a thing? Could I have requested that?
Well, I mean, they usually do it to the whole table if they're gonna do it.
Oh, I didn't.
Like when they're cutting up like cucumber or celery or some.
Oh no, he just put it in our plates.
Oh no, because usually like when they cut up something, they're making everything. They like fling pieces of food at your face. You got to catch it in your mouth. I'm pretty good at it, Josh.
The guy from the other table did try to flip the shrimp in his hat, and it caught the lip of his hat, and he flung his head back, and it came over and hit me. So that happened.
Were you offended?
No, it was kind of funny. It was okay. I did pay a lot.
That could have been like free. That could have been like free dinner.
I paid a lot for that meal though, so I probably deserve some extra food.
You probably did. I think that it's usually like $20 for a meal. I feel like
freaking ridiculous. I left there grand total having spent $45.
Well, look at you, cash money.
No, that sucks. It really does.
dirt off your shoulders over here.
Exactly. I got 99 problems, and Benihana's is like 40 of them right now.
45 or so.
45 roundabouts.
Plus tip.
Yeah. All right, so tell me about this casino.
Okay, so the casino is the worst place ever for me to go because I have a gambling problem, A, and B, I usually lose a lot of money.
Yeah, so maybe that's not the best place for you to be.
And C, my mom takes my grandmother there a lot.
Okay.
So I always have to be, I'm always nervous because if I'm walking around, like, drinking with my friends, getting trashed, or, like, smoking with my friends, that's all things my mom doesn't really need to see.
Mom, what are you doing here?
The only time I ever saw her, I got lucky, and I was on a date, and I wasn't doing, I was drunk, but I wasn't smoking, so.
You took a date to a casino?
Yeah, why not?
That is the least classy date you could possibly go on.
There's bars there and shit, cockface.
Bars are not classy either.
What?
Take her to a nice dinner.
What the fuck are you? Listen, we all make fucking Benihana money over here.
I'm rolling in the Benihana money.
We go to the bar. We all usually hang out in the bar inside the casino because that's where the cover bands play. You have a good time. We drink beer.
Right.
Get beer spilled on you. You know, the usual.
All right.
So we'll just jump around this story. So this time I went with a bunch of friends, and somehow Josh, even though I put my beer as far away from everyone as possible, my one friend managed to punch my beer bottle off this little stand towards someone else's table. And then the three people looked over, and I looked away real quick, and then I heard the one girl go, I think they spilled beer on you. And I was like, no. I didn't spill her beer on you. I was like, she hit it over because she's fucking drunk and stupid. I said, the beer's on the floor. It's not on him. Don't even worry about it. The guy was like, yeah, I didn't feel anything. I was like, that's because she didn't spill it on you. It's fine. We're going to go away now.
but it probably really did. Probably
No,
splashed a little bit.
I saw the path as soon as she punched it. But then I had that panic moment because when they start whispering like, "Oh, they spilled beer on you,"
that's when Toby gets punched in the face.
Yeah, that's when shit escalates for no reason.
Yep.
So I had to fucking make the jokes real quick and stand up and be an adult and try to simmer the thing down.
Oh, it's okay. I'll suck your dick. Please don't hit me.
Let's go in the back. Yeah. So before that, when I was going down into the casino, I had to park on the 6th floor in the parking deck because there's no parking. I wasn't going to drive around. I was like, fuck it, I'm just going to go as high as possible.
That's usually my general approach anytime I hit a parking garage is go all the way to the top and park on the top.
Because you figure no one's up there?
Yeah, exactly. Go all the way up.
Yeah. So, I get on the 6th floor. I see this guy walking to the elevator from the 6th floor with me. We get in. He hits 5 and 1 on the elevator. And I was like, this is odd. So we go down the floor from 6 to 5, as math goes.
No, I'm on board still.
And he just gets off the elevator and walks away.
So he hit 1 for you.
Yeah, but he hit 5 for him. But why was he on 6?
That's a good point. Because
all I could think of was like, what the fuck logistics just happened here? That you went from 6 to 5 and just walked away.
Because he's mugging people, and he already cleared out the 6th floor.
I'm going down to 5. This kid looks okay. I'm gonna let him slide.
That's what it was. It was like he didn't get out of a Lexus. He's not worth my time.
But it seemed like a horror movie to me. Like, it seemed like it was one of the things where like the person walks away and they come back to the door like 30 seconds later where they kick it open or stab you.
Oh yeah, you thought it was gonna go down to 1. The door opens and he's just standing there and he just like jumps in and stabs you in the throat.
I thought he was gonna get out at 5. All of a sudden, I'm down to 4. The door dings. He comes in like, "What the fuck happened here?"
How amazing would it be? How amazing would it be if he goes 6 to 5, gets off at 5, he meets you back at 4, goes down to 3, he meets you at 2, goes down to 1, and then stabs you before you walk out the door.
I give you 5 chances to get off here.
You had your chance.
You're supposed to come with me.
He pulls a real like jigsaw, get out of this yourself sort of thing.
Dun dun dun. Dun 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 dun.
Great. So you didn't die. He didn't stab you.
I get stabbed.
No.
I'm here to talk about.
Great.
But I did find out a different story involving elevators. Josh, I have a lot of elevator stories this week.
And I was the guy episodes ago.
I was gonna fake lead with a story about shopping again, but I forgot to before we started the podcast. And we've come too far now.
Since you gave me crap about always talking about elevators, I've had so many good elevator stories that I haven't shared because you browbeat me about them.
Because you deserve it.
Probably.
But so the elevator at work, I was talking to somebody while they were like waiting. They were in the elevator. I was like had my foot in the door, holding it open to finish a conversation.
Jerk.
I'd say about 30 seconds go by.
Oh my god.
All of a sudden the elevator goes bzzz, and the alarm goes off.
Yep.
And then the door just closes.
Oh yeah.
But that's what the fuck security is that?
No, man, dude, our elevators are the same way. Only their timer is like 10 seconds. Where like you don't close the door, they start dinging. You wait 10 more seconds. Those motherfuckers are just closing. Like it doesn't matter if your arm's in. It doesn't matter if like a baby's in between. Like they're getting the job done. Yeah.
Yeah, I panicked. I was like, it actually scared the shit out of me.
Yeah.
I wasn't ready for it.
It's crazy. It's insane that that's allowed to happen. But also, I really appreciate it because then effers like you can't just hold the elevator forever.
Oh, I'm sorry. I talk to people for real. I'm sorry my best moment isn't the elevator itself, Josh. I go before the elevator.
Let me tell you about a crowning elevator achievement I had the other day at work. Since we opened the elevator Pandora box here.
All right.
I had a moment where I'm standing, waiting for the elevator with this other guy. I don't know who he is. But we had like the moment he walked up, I kind of nodded, and we stood and waited. It took forever. Elevator finally came. It was a good like minute until the elevator like showed up. So it opens, I walk in, I press my floor. He sees somebody, so he stops right outside the elevator door to talk to this person and makes no effort to get in the elevator. The door closes, he doesn't get in, I didn't hold it, and I move up. So I just left him behind. I abandoned his ship.
This all sounds like a Josh move to me.
I know, it felt good. It felt really good to be like, nope, not waiting on you, bro. I got places to be. And I
Did you really have places to be, Josh?
I did have places to be.
You're full of shit.
It was different floors. That's where I had to be.
But so that was my work elevator story. But bringing it back around to the casino again, Josh.
Yeah, circle back.
My crowning casino moment. And as always, I'd like your feedback if this is something you would do or not.
All right.
Because I feel like it's something you would instigate somebody else to do. Maybe not necessarily do yourself.
That's my MO. Yep. I'm always the guy behind going, do it. No, do it. Yep.
So, me and my group of friends, there's 4 of us usually, we're pretty much just do stupid shit to fuck with each other all the time. The one night, the 4 of us went to watch boxing at the casino.
Uh-huh.
And the event center in the casino is pretty small, so no matter what, there's not really bad seats. But we were all way in the back. So, me and my one friend get really drunk, as a lot of my stories involve for some reason.
No. Go.
And we see a bunch of seats open right in front of the ring. Like, pretty much right behind the timekeeper.
Yep, ringside seats.
And he goes, I haven't seen anyone up there. We should just go up there. And I was like, okay. And he's like, no, but what are we going to do? And I said, it's fine, follow me. So, you know how people say you can just walk like as long as you act like you own the place and you belong there?
Oh, yeah.
Like shit just works? So, it was almost before the next fight. And I was like, just follow my lead. I just grab my phone, Josh, hold my phone to my ear, don't call anybody, and just have a conversation while I'm walking up to these seats. Me and my friends sit down, and as soon as the fight starts, I was like, yeah, the fight's about to start, I have to go, bye. So then I put down the fake phone call, and me and my friend were sitting next to the official social media director for the casino.
Nice.
Because she was on Twitter the entire time on her iPad. I know I was watching her tweet people.
Was she tweeting about the fight? Like, LOL, I'm at the fight, #boxing.
No, it was more like Sands Event Center doing this, blah, blah, blah.
Oh.
But there's a name tag at my seat, and it was like Pete Sampras or something like that. So the rest of the night, I was like, I have to commit this name to my brain, because if someone calls me by name, I gotta be ready with Pete.
Yeah, like, hey, Pete. Oh, hey, what's going on? It's Pete Sampras. That's right.
I'm in the pharmaceutical line.
I sell drugs, but the legal kind.
So, would you ever do something like that, Josh?
Entirely. In fact, I also have a casino story where I stole a seat.
Would you do it, or do you make someone else do it? Like, would you be the me in this story, or would you be my friend following someone else's lead?
I was sort of the you in the story when I did it. It was mine was not as cool as boxing. I went to see The Price is Right at a casino, and we were.
So did I. I saw it. I think we talked.
Oh yeah, we did talk about this. This. You went before me, and then I went after that. Anyway, I was sitting up in the balcony, like me and my group were, and it was stupid. It's like we're up in the balcony, and it's like terrible. We're off to the side. You could barely like see past the big stage stuff. So we're scoping it out. The show is like getting ready to get started. And there's sort of middle section. There's a whole row where there's no one sitting. It's like, we should probably just go down there. So there was a lady up there, an usher up in our section. We're literally the only people in the entire balcony, but that's where our seats were for some reason. So we asked her, I'm like, you think it'd be okay if we just moved down there? And we pointed down there, and she was like, You can tell she like didn't want that to be her problem. So she's like,
I don't want to say yes because if it comes back, he's gonna say,
Yeah.
"The lady told me so."
That's kind of what it was. But she was like, if no one sits down there, I guess. And she kind of like, she bolted. So yeah, we did the same thing, which is like, just roll down, act like we know what we're doing. And the seat that I sat in, so I was like leading the row in, moved into the row, and I went to the last seat, and I had to sit down right beside another usher guy. So like, I sit down, I say hi to him, and like we plop down to these seats that aren't ours. And I was just waiting for him to be like, can I see your ticket? But he didn't. And then he was like chatting with me the whole show. So yeah, I was the same way. You have to own it. You have to make it look like you're supposed to be there.
I think at some point they don't give a fuck either. Especially like for shit like that. They'll probably get paid like $7 an hour to work there.
Yeah.
They don't want drama. They
It's
just want
only-
to hang out and fucking be done with it.
Exactly. They'll only bring it up when like someone else comes that like has your seat. And it's like,
So here's the thing. These people say you're in their seat. You
Yeah.
guys have to move.
listen, Pete Sampras. I know that this is the real Pete Sampras because he has his ID.
You know, it would depend on my mood. I probably would have argued that point.
You would have
I
said you're
probably
the real
like,
Pete Sampras.
Yeah, fuck it.
Is that Pete Sampras in pharmaceuticals? Because this one is.
Listen, until the boxers are gonna start coming after me, I do not give a fuck.
Did you get challenged the whole night, or did you stay in the seat?
No, we stayed there the whole time, and then eventually other two friends moved up behind us because it was that open.
No.
And then they got pissed because me and my one friend walked away too soon and didn't tell everybody else. So it was a big deal.
Oh, that sounds dumb.
Yeah, I mean, out of a lot of the stories I've told you, Josh, there's a lot of dumb nights like that.
Here's the thing I'm disappointed in. That you didn't get the social media manager to retweet me or you.
This was too long ago. This was before it was a thing.
Oh, okay. All right, fine.
No, because now I would have been like, hey, I just tweeted this. Can you retweet me?
hey, I'm talking about this event.
Hey.
Hashtag casino. Hashtag Pete Sampras.
Hashtag hot blonde social media movement.
How you doing?
But since we both went to it, we'll bring this up real quick. So before Josh went to the fake bootleg Price is Right show, the traveling
shittiest
one.
Price is Right you could imagine.
Yeah, so Josh and I were talking about it. He's like, I'm going to go. I said, just so you know, I said the pricing or the scoring, whatever you want to call it, is fucked.
It was totally fucked.
And I think you're like, what do you mean? And like, when you watch the show, the prices are at least remotely close. Like, if you see like a portable DVD player, it's not going to be like $500, but it's not going to be 20.
Yeah.
It's going to be like normal-ish price. But when you go to watch the Price is Right Roadshow, they don't want to give away a goddamn thing.
No.
So the prices on everything are fucked, so you can't win.
Well, and also the odds are really stacked against you too because, well, they're not even playing games anymore. It's just like bring someone down. It's time for the showcase showdown, but we only brought in one person and they have to guess a price. And yeah, like prices are all weird and wrong. And it's not like it's not a between two people anymore. It's just like you get it or you don't. And spoiler alert, you never get it because we don't have any budget. We're not actually going to give shit away. But that's how every game was. It was like the Price is Right game that you know, stripped down to have no skill whatsoever.
The two that I remember sticking out was like there was like a portable, like a not portable, like a GPS for the car.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's probably like $100. And they said it was like 20. And not since Black Friday has a GPS dropped that far in price.
It's never been true. No.
And then the final showcase showdown thing, when it was like two people against each other, the three prizes were, it was a brand new car, and like a decent one. It wasn't like a fucking like shitty Jeep like I have. It was a trip to Las Vegas and something else. So one person bids like $25,000, the other person bids like $20,000, and then the actual retail price or however the fuck they unveil that was like $11,000.
Yeah, that's how ours was
$11,000
too.
for a brand new car and a trip to Las Vegas.
Yep.
Like in no world is that an actual price for that, unless you're gonna try to like fucking undercut you by $10,000.
Yeah.
Just so that you can't win.
That was entirely the way ours was too. And I was surprised to hear you even had two people up there because it was literally one person on ours. It was you're up here. We're gonna show you the stuff, and can you guess it? And then they couldn't, and then everybody went home. It wasn't a thing.
The whole thing was very anticlimactic.
Yeah, and here's all right. Price is Right is kind of messed up in general, even if you think about the real TV show, because every other game show there's like accountability there, right? Like Jeopardy, that question is either right or wrong. You can look that up to see if they're lying about the fact, right? If you look at Wheel of Fortune, is that the puzzle? Like, was that letter actually in the puzzle or not? Yes or no? Price is Right, you can just make up any price they want. Like, even on the actual show, they could say, oh, no, that's not the price we use. It's this other price. Like, There's
Well,
no
that's what they do.
accountability. Yeah, no
Like
accountability.
when I was a kid, I had the Price is Right home game,
Yeah.
and it was like a Price is Right board game almost. And the one thing I distinctly remember was they had the prizes, like the different, like it was like almost like chance cards or like community chest cards for Monopoly.
Yeah.
It was like those, but they had prizes on them. And on the back, there was an A, a B, a C, and a D with 4 prices that were completely nowhere near each other. It'd be like 200, 500, 1,000, 2,000.
Yeah.
And you're just, like, that's how you like mixed up the game.
Oh,
Like,
geez. So it was all random. That's really breaking some Prices Right kayfabe right there.
I mean, like, honestly, it probably wasn't exactly like the real thing.
No,
but it's like, okay, we're playing the A game tonight. Okay, we're going to play C, so the prices are different. So if you see that fucking car again, you know it's not 5,000. But, like, that's probably the same shit they do, where it's like, it could be one of these 7 prices. Do we like this person? Sure, let him win. Okay.
Yeah, definitely. And also, yeah, when you start getting to, like, and this trip, like, that trip could be literally any price. Like, there's so many variables in what that number comes down to that it's meaningless, you know?
Yeah. Or, like, it's like that, I guess in general, the assholes who get it, like the fucking $100 away where they win both showcase showdowns, I guess props to them, because that's pretty much like hitting the fucking lottery.
It really
like,
is. Yeah.
There's no chance to, or there's no skill to that. That's 100% chance.
Yeah, I picked a number out of thin air. Yeah. Lucked into it all. So, Toby, would you like to live in Hitler's birthplace?
Yeah, sure.
All right, so it's available if you want to rent it.
Oh, like the actual house.
The actual house where Hitler was born in Austria. It's an 8,600 square foot home.
Okay. Sounds lovely so far.
Listen, I looked at a picture. It's a lovely little establishment. It's a nice little place. Apparently, it's owned by the Austrian government, and they've been trying to rent it out. So I guess it's been used a couple of times from like various companies, but it's been empty, I guess, for like the past 3 years because like no one wants to rent Hitler's house.
So it's priced to move.
And dude, this has to be. Could you imagine like, yeah, we're so and so architects. Yeah, we're really easy to find. Just look up Hitler's birthplace, and you'll get right there.
Do you happen to remember one Adolf Hitler?
Yeah,
we work in his house.
there's a big plaque out front. Lots of just Nazi symbols everywhere. That's the place. Yep, that's the one. Yep, you nailed it. Yep.
Are there actually like that many? Are there actually Nazi symbols on the house?
No, not at all. It's just like a yellow. It's a big house, but it's just yellow. I don't know.
Okay, because that'd be fun. It'd be amazing, but I would definitely never live there then if it was like, oh, Hitler's house is like $500 a month for rent. It's a huge fucking mansion, but the problem is the front door is shaped like a giant swastika. Yeah. I'd be like, this might not be the best idea.
Yeah, maybe people would look down on this. They actually said that they are forbidding it to be a museum. So the rental contract says the house cannot be used as a museum specifically because they want to prevent neo-Nazis from occupying the space. So they think that a neo-Nazi would rent it and then be like, come in and check out Hitler's birthplace, yo! And it would be a museum then.
They probably would. I mean, that seems like something that would definitely happen.
Yeah, it totally does. But no, it's a quaint little, it's actually really big. It's a little yellow place, but Hitler's birthplace. I would live there. I would have no problem. I want to tell you that right now.
What's the rent?
The rent is... they don't say. This article does not tell you.
What the fuck? How am I supposed to know if I can afford it or not?
Never mind. It's been hard to keep up at 4,600 euros per month. So that's how much it costs them to keep it up, to do the upkeep.
That sounds expensive.
4,600 euros is like, what, $10?
What?
I'm just kidding.
Oh.
That does seem expensive for just upkeep on a house.
So it's probably too expensive for us. Even combined, it's probably too expensive for us.
I have some Benihana money that I could probably roll into this deal.
Listen, unless 4,500 euros is like $45, we probably are.
Yeah, I blew 4,600 euros at dinner tonight. I'm pretty sure. I think I have the conversion right. Basically, that's one Benihana meal, and I can swing that.
Wait, the
euro's weakening.
Is it? So if €1 is $1.28.
Oh, dude, let's see my guess. You see that?
Okay, but so does that mean we're worth more or less?
We are worth less. So
fuck that then. So we're fucked.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so 4,500 euros is $5,700 a month mortgage, I guess, if we're gonna look at it that way.
Well, that's just upkeep. I'm assuming. I don't think that's rent on top of it.
Do we need like electricity and shit there?
I mean, do you want to live in a place that doesn't have electricity?
If it's Hitler's house, yeah.
Does that make it like more metal?
Unless spray paint fucking like, I don't know, pentagrams and shit over the place, like have candlelit serenades. I don't know. If we're gonna do this, we're gonna go fucking big. All right, that's all I'm saying.
Wouldn't it be pretty BA if you?
You can say badass on the show. It's okay.
No, I like to censor myself unnecessarily.
We're flagged as explicit on iTunes. It's okay.
Wouldn't it be pretty BA Baracus if like they rented it out, or like a group rented it out and opened like a synagogue or something, like it was some sort of Jewish temple?
One slap in the face right at the end for no reason.
That's a real screw you, Hitler. I like it. I can't find it there.
Josh, on a fun side note, where you're looking shut up.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm drinking a delicious strawberry banana Bolt House Farms drink. It's 100% fruit juice smoothie.
Are they paying you for that? Did they give?
Yeah.
Did you have deals?
Josh, I work deals all the time. I tell you this constantly.
Did you retweet them for this?
You know what? I'm gonna have to afterwards.
Hashtag money at.
Josh, after 95 years of working the land, one lesson rises to the top. The best beverages come from the best ingredients.
I don't want my beverage rising to the top. That sounds...
There's a very specific...
That's very yeasty.
Versus the ingredients from earlier. This has 28 and a half strawberries in it.
And a half.
It's specifically on here, 2 1/4 banana and 4 apples.
I feel like they could throw in that extra third of a banana, like or extra 3/4 of a banana, whatever it is, whatever you said. Anyway,
it probably overflow the bottle then. I guess.
Probably would. That's right.
It's just too much.
Too much. They should make the bottle bigger. Give me that extra banana.
Instead, I like 33 and a quarter ounces to be enough for.
Toby, I'm bringing you a story tonight of it's one of crime, but it's also one of my all-time wishes that never happened to me. And that
you became Batman.
Well, I mean, I'm already Batman. I didn't want to tell you guys, but I've been
Sorry
Batman for a while now.
Josh. Sorry your parents died.
I'm not really Batman. I'm more like
Robin,
like Bat Boy. Like my parents.
You sure are.
Yeah. But no, the story, Toby, is about two English teachers, banging their 16-year-old student together in a three-way. Now, yes, that's a crime. Yes, the child was victimized, but his arm is probably now broken from all of the high fives that he received, right? And also, these two broads, good looking. They could pull some like of age guys.
You could date someone that's actually your age if you wanted to.
Listen, if you wanted to not break the law while dating, you could totally do it. Like you're that pretty.
You could have totally pulled this off.
Yeah. So these chicks are from like the Louisiana area, like New Orleans-ish, and apparently after a high school football game, they got drunk and banged a 16-year-old. How hot does that 16-year-old have to be for these two pretty hot English teachers to bang him? Right?
I don't know.
When you hear these stories, are you appalled or are you jealous?
It's one of those things where I think about my schooling, and when you're a hormonal teenager, Josh, things go through your mind.
Dude, I went through school. I had a pretty hot English teacher at one point, and definitely wanted to bang her.
I never even had a hot English teacher.
And you wanted to bang them all?
I had an old-ish, dumpy calc teacher.
And you would have still tossed her one?
And because there was times when I was like, I don't understand calc. I'm going to fail this and get another F while I'm in college. And there would be times where I think, like, if for some reason she said, will you fuck me and I'll give you an A, I would have did it, Josh.
Yeah, in a heartbeat, right? Like, there's no lose to that situation. It's all
my collegiate career is enough of a sham as it is that pretty much adding, like, I fucked a teacher for a grade would not, like, blow it out of the water.
That's just a good story, yeah. Yeah. At that point. And also, there's some aspect of, like, the dominating aspect of being a teacher and telling you what to do that, like, makes it even sexier, right?
Well, because it's because of the culture that we're in.
Yeah,
I mean, like,
it's taboo, which makes it hot.
Because they already have the slutty teacher, the sexy schoolgirl, shit like that. It just makes it worse. That it's already like part of the culture that this is going to be a thing.
Yeah, and these two girls, I'm assuming this is their mugshot that I'm seeing here. They don't look like they regret it. Neither of them. No, not at all. They're like, you know what? I got a good hard dicking, so it's fine. So, all right. But the extra reason I'm bringing this up, it tells the kid's now 17. He was 16 at the time. And he the one story I read, he felt bad because he bragged about it, and that's what got them in trouble. Like that, he bragged about it, and then it went up the chain, and eventually the school like superintendent or whatever heard about it and ratted him out. So he was definitely in the locker room, like definitely telling like, yo, had a threesome with the two English teachers. Anyway, these women were booked, Toby, with some crimes. Would you like to know what crimes that they were booked with?
Crimes of breaking a young man's heart.
No, but crimes of making a young man's life forever. No, they were booked with indecent behavior. Seems reasonable.
Seems reasonable.
Contributing to the delinquency of a juvenile. That one doesn't seem fair to me. Because, I mean, come on. To be honest, how is banging hot older women like delinquency? No, come on. But my favorite, Toby, they were booked with something called carnal knowledge.
That's biblical terms. I think it's probably because down south.
It is entirely biblical terms. That is knowledge in the biblical sense, meaning banging.
Leave it to Josh to class it up for us here on Geek Pop podcast.
Carnal knowledge, Toby. I had carnal knowledge of your mother. That's what this means. Josh,
this reminds me of a tale of one Joshua Jackson, a.k.a. Captain Duck, when he seduced his teacher on Dawson's Creek. And then he told the wrong people in the bathroom the one day, and it got around school, and then they couldn't sleep together anymore.
Wait, his name's Captain Duck?
God damn it, Josh!
That's my takeaway here.
Did you ever watch Mighty Ducks, dickhead?
Yeah.
He was Captain Duck.
Oh, the same actor was in Dawson's Creek.
Joshua Jackson is Captain Duck.
Wait, so
Pacey Witter, guy from Fringe.
I don't know why would I watch Fringe?
Because it's like Grown Up X-Files.
Yeah, but why would I watch X-Files?
Because you're nerdier than I am.
I would totally watch X-Files. I'm not gonna lie to you. What he was banging? There's a kid banging a teen in Dawson's Creek, or a teacher.
He was 15, quote unquote 15.
Whoa.
Like his character was 15.
Well, yeah, he was like 28 in real life.
Yeah, probably. And she was like 40 on the show. Like, but like the whole plot of the first season was pretty much like him fucking the teacher mixed in with other things.
That is as a very special episode as like all of Drake being in a wheelchair playing basketball. It's like those are equal.
But
also, last point, this story has 666 Facebook shares.
Yay!
That's not a coincidence.
So you're saying she's the devil.
Carnal knowledge, you know what I'm saying? Mark of the beast.
And what I'm saying is the best joke ever on Dawson's Creek was they're doing a Breakfast Club episode.
Okay.
Give or take. Josh, first of all, Dawson's Creek was written by
Hughes?
Whoever made Scream. Williamson? I can't think of his first name right now. It really deflated my story.
It really did. It really took the wind out of your sails.
But, so, he makes that show. But that's besides the point, Josh. Because they had a Breakfast Club episode. And they're talking about how no one's careers ever took off from the Breakfast Club.
Is that true? No, that's not true.
So, you have to follow me. You have to keep up with this. So, they mentioned Emilio Estevez, who was the coach in the Mighty Ducks. So, Pacey, a.k.a. Captain Duck, goes, no, he was in those Ducks movies. Those are the best. And he smirks and shakes his head. And I laugh hysterically every time that I see that episode.
That's a real meta joke.
That is the best fucking meta joke ever. And I just love it so much. In a time when that wasn't a thing. That was in fucking, like, 2002. Before, like, meta was, everything's fucking meta.
Yeah, before that was a thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it was amazing.
I remember speaking of weird meta jokes that came way too early, in one of the Ratchet...
Speaking of coming too early, make Josh.
Coming too early. In one of the Ratchet and Clank games, I think it was the second one, I think it was like Up Your Arsenal or Going Commando. Anyway, there's a point where like they're talking and they say like, who would sit here and listen to this anyway? And then they look out at you sitting there playing the video game and like give you like a wink.
They stole it from Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back too. I mean,
yeah, right. Yeah, that was there
because
too.
They're like, who would pay money for a Jay and Silent Bob movie? And then they all look at the camera.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But that's a Kevin Smith thing, so it makes sense.
Toby, are you familiar with the band U2?
No.
It is a U and a number 2. It's not Y-O-U.
Okay.
U2.
Okay.
I think it's a pun on Y-O-U-2 T-O-O, though. To be fair. U2 is a band, Toby.
Led by Bono.
You know Bono! Hey!
And The Edge!
And The Edge. So U2 recently, you may or may not know this, gave away one of their albums for free.
That gave away / forced everyone to have. Yeah,
Yeah,
you know.
gave away, in air quotes, real dark. I was gonna go way too bad with that.
What the fuck are you doing?
I don't know. It got away from me. Tell me that that analogy got way away from me. Anyway, I've broken myself. U2, gave away / shoved down our throats this album, Songs of Innocence. So there were a lot of funny stories of it just showing up. It showed up in people's iCloud. It was auto downloading to their devices if they had their settings turned on for that. And even now, Toby, I got a new iPhone this past week. Turned the thing on, go to my music, nothing else on there except for this fucking U2 album, right? It's really dumb. Anyway, U2 recently did this interview questionnaire thing where they did a video. It's for Facebook, and they rotate around U2.
Ooh,
and
Facebook.
For Facebook, yeah. They rotate around the band, and they all ask each other questions that came from people on Facebook, okay?
Okay.
A lot of good things from this. First of all, I don't know if you know the members of U2 other than Bono and The Edge.
Is it Adam?
Yeah.
Brad?
Adam and Larry. Those are
Shit, I was 3 for 4.
Yeah. So let's break down the band members of U2. Larry, normal sounding name. Adam, normal sounding name. And then Bono and The Edge. Like, what? did we run out of stupid names and we just had to stick with Adam and Larry? Like,
I'm pretty sure that The Edge. You don't take that name. It's just bestowed upon you.
Yeah, that's a name that it's handed down. Like, that's fair. You know what? That's fair. I'll give you that. But that's the first question. Is like, where's the names of the other two guys? Like, why isn't Larry a cool name? So that was interesting. That's weird. And also, I always thought growing up that it was Bono and The Edge, sure, but I thought people just called him Edge, right? Like, it's Bono and Edge over there from U2. No, they call him The Edge.
Yeah.
The is always there. At one point, Bono says, like, Edge is complaining, or The Edge is complaining about something, and Bono goes, "Get it all out, The Edge." What? Wow.
That's awesome.
Get it all out, The Edge. That doesn't make any sense.
Josh, I want to go by the Toby, I think, from now on.
Get it all out, the Toby. Get it all out.
Well, Josh.
Anyway, but then to bring this all around, U2 and Bono specifically apologized for shoving this album into our iCloud, and he said, "I actually started feeling really bad and really sad for him." He says, "Oops," when they asked him why he did it. "Oops, it was a beautiful idea. We got carried away with ourselves." And he had, and this is where it gets real and like tugs at my heartstrings. He said they had a deep fear that the songs mightn't be heard because there's a lot of noise out there. So they went overboard with the self-promotion.
How do we do this? Like, how can you and I set something up where I can just force 5, 10, 20 million people to just force download this podcast?
That's what I'm saying.
Just in case they want to hear it.
Yeah.
Even if they don't. But just in case they want to hear it, they can.
Well, that's the thing. As someone who, is trying to get 2 podcasts popular, and like that's sort of what I do, is try to shove things down people's throat, I really feel for Bono. There's a lot of noise out there. There are at least 2 other Geek Pop podcasts.
Yeah, our name's not that different. We show up pretty high sometimes, but the fact of the matter is, we still have the same name. So if we could just force people to listen to this,
yeah, if we could just make this show up on people's iPods and iPhones, that'd be great. If Bono's people could get in touch with our people, and we make this happen.
How do we get on the inside to Tim Cook? Where the fuck's running Apple now?
Listen, if Toby has to get inside Tim Cook to make this happen, he's willing to.
I'll get inside lots of things if I have to, just to make this happen.
Toby's failing English, but he's willing to get inside Tim Cook to make that happen.
I mean, it's just like fucking my teacher. If I have to, if I have to sell myself to get myself ahead in life, I'm not really above that at this point.
No, why would you be?
I don't know. You
would bang Tim Cook if it meant like 10 more people listen to this show, I think.
I would like to give myself credit that
100?
Hopefully at least more than 10 more
What's
people.
your number? I'll call Tim right now.
Whatever it takes to be enough to just show up on New and Noteworthy by itself.
Just once?
Is what I want. Because once it gets there, the rest of it will work by itself. But I need that initial exposure. So if they can break down the iTunes system for me, so I can know what that number is, I think I'd be in.
I think for us to get it shows up in your iCloud like Songs of Innocence, Johnny Ive would have to fuck you like that. It would have to be the other way.
Maybe no, because if you go to if you look at our podcast on iTunes, which everyone should do, it says recommended if you like or similar podcasts to yours kind of things.
Yeah.
And it names famous podcasts because we're in the same quote unquote category.
We're in the same ballpark. We're in the same level of quality.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
But what I want is for it to be the other way around. So if it says if you like Geek Pop, you should listen to Achievement Hunter. But then I want on Achievement Hunters or Rooster Teeth to be listen to Geek Pop. That'd be fucking amazing. So for that too, I'd probably sleep with them.
I want it to be more aggressive, where it's if you like this show, you're an idiot, but you should listen to this other show instead. Can we make that happen, Apple?
Please. Josh, every week we have a little segment called Ask the Geeks at Geek Pop because I think I changed the name again, which is what I want to do. But if you want to ask us questions for the show, it's cast@geek-pop.com. We will give you life advice or tips, or if you want to talk about living in Hitler's house, we'll address that.
If you've lived in Hitler's house, definitely let us know.
If you already live there and I can come visit and stay over or something, let me know.
Would you beat off in Hitler's house while you were over there?
Yeah, just to say I did.
You'd have to.
I've jerked off a lot of places just to say I did.
We're talking about that at some point on the show.
Josh, so first up, Musa would like to know, what do you do if you're the kind of the person who likes to sit in the front row at lectures in college? The professor's the sort of person who moves around a lot and pushes their crotch almost at eye level with you. Where are you supposed to look so you don't look like a weirdo, that you're not staring at their dick while they're talking to you?
Well, first of all, don't be the person that sits in front in a lecture hall. What? I mean, you said... The trick, Toby, let me tell you the trick, and let me see if that's your trick, too. The trick is you sit in the back so that you can browse Reddit and no one can be behind your computer screen and see you.
I think our generational differences between when you went to college and when I went to college stopped me from doing that. Because that would have been worse. I was big on eBay in my programming classes.
Oh, okay.
That was a thing. The teacher got pissed a couple times and said, hey, eBay group, pay attention. So we definitely knew what we were doing somehow. I've yet to figure that out.
You got your shit blown up. A lot of classes have basically little cameras of every computer on their desktop.
That's what I think now.
Yeah.
But again, this was 10 years ago.
Oh, that's true. It's pretty early for that.
Yeah. So I don't know. So my go-to in the lecture halls, I'd always sit in the middle against the wall so I could fall asleep against the wall.
In the middle? There's a wall in the middle?
No, if it looks like a cone.
All right, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I'm on board.
Yeah,
that's a good idea. Yeah, that's a good idea.
I did it a lot. I kind of feel bad about it, but not really.
I wouldn't. No.
No. They got paid either way.
Yeah, exactly.
It was my money. I spent it how I wanted to, and apparently spending it how I wanted to meant not going to class usually or sleeping when I was there.
Yeah. You always hear the argument of oh, you're only wasting your own money. I was like, well, no, you're paying a large amount of money to just get 4 years of just goofing off, right? It's worth it. Yeah.
That's pretty much how I look back upon it.
Yeah.
I don't know how much I actually learned while I was there, so it was just pretty much 4 years of hanging out.
But really, when it comes straight down to it, it doesn't matter how much you learn. You just need the paper so you can get a job.
Yeah.
It's got to have that mark.
And then when you have when you go to the fancy state school that everybody recognizes, then it doesn't even matter what the fuck you did because, holy shit, you went there? And then, it just becomes a thing.
I know 18 people that went there. No way.
Yep. Sweet. Yeah, I don't give a fuck about it at all because I hated college. But, it was fun.
But I'll tell you I liked it because I really want to work here.
Yay, go us! Go state team!
Yeah. Yay, sports!
So, if he wants to sit front row, right by the bulge, what should he do? Where should he look?
Make eye contact with the bulge, and then maybe it'll get too awkward for that person, the teacher, and then he'll stop doing it.
So, if you talk toward... Assuming it's a male teacher.
Uh-huh.
But I guess it works for either. Either talk to their penis/vagina, much like a microphone.
Toby, females don't have bulges there.
Well, that's why I said bulge first, and I made it bisexual.
I think bulge came from the email, though, didn't it?
I don't know. I added some flair.
You editorialized bulge.
I flared it up.
Okay.
But anyway, just talk to the crotch like it's a microphone.
That is one thing that you could do is flare it up and just go woo, and then they wouldn't know what to do.
Woo!
Yeah,
and then give her a chop.
Yeah.
And then go to jail. But you have to talk to the crotch anymore. They're talking to other people's crotches, really.
Yes. You'd be talking. You wouldn't be doing a lot of talking, but crotches would be involved.
Josh, Dennis wants to know what's the meaning of life.
42. That is the most like neckbeard response I think I could give.
Do you want to hit towards a real answer or not really?
The meaning of life is getting your responsibilities done as quickly as possible so you can get to the fun shit.
Yeah.
Because the meaning of life is not doing literally anything.
It means doing whatever you want to do as much as you can.
Yeah, happiness.
Because God only knows what's going to happen the next day.
Exactly. Toby's gonna keel over any minute now.
You never know.
Yeah.
I could
you know
die.
what? It's good that he had sex with Tim Cook that one last time.
I helped this blow up right before I went away.
Yeah.
I'm like the fly. I mate and then I die.
Yep, just like that. Except for the mating part.
Josh, Dylan wants to know, or it's a bunch of questions, but it's all the same one. Can you please explain wrestling to him? You don't have to go in depth, but he's confused. Is this a sport? Is it a TV series? Is it supposed to be real? Why are there multiple channels of it? Explain to me the base level of knowledge as to what wrestling is, please, and thanks.
Oh, Dylan. Oh, I feel like you've stepped into my web. Wrestling is, you can answer this too, because you understand it.
Nope, I don't.
You do. You don't get, because it's so bad right now, but you get the appeal. Wrestling's interesting in that it's a mixture of all of those things, but probably the easiest way to explain it is that it is a performance that you're in on and you're participating in. So there's a live theater aspect to it if you go to the show, and then it's very like sort of reality TV. It's kind of action adventure-y, but like the actual like match, it's just like anything. Like you can watch a fight scene in a movie and know that it's not real and it's all choreographed, but like it's super interesting and you're involved and you like highs and lows and on your edge of your seat. It's the same thing. If you're into wrestling, you can put yourself past it enough to kind of forget for a minute that it's all scripted and outcome is determined, and you can get excited about what's going on. But I think the interesting stuff for me specifically, and like my people that I podcast with and people that we talk to online about it, it's the like armchair aspect of it, and like why did they do this? Why did they make that decision? Why did they hire this guy? Why are they doing such and such with this character? And like that sort of like fantasy booking armchair general part of it is the really fun part. Would you agree, Tobias?
No.
What do you like about wrestling?
That's why I don't watch it anymore.
What did you like about wrestling?
The costumes.
Yeah, it was when people dressed up like bunnies.
The pretty girls. I wasn't around for the bunny thing.
I know, Toby.
I like when people play fake trombones and have cobras.
You should. Yeah, that was the thing about you. You never liked wrestling for the wrestling, really.
It depends. It's kind of dumb.
Would you watch some like New Japan with me?
We like 2 or 3 weeks ago. You tried to fucking do this to me before. On this podcast, yeah.
I tried to guilt you into watching wrestling with me?
Yeah.
Did it work then?
No, of course not.
Is it going to work now?
Josh loves wrestling so much, he wrote a big blog post about how he's not watching wrestling anymore, and then backpedaled almost immediately.
No. I wrote a big blog post about why I'm not watching wrestling the next week because I was boycotting the stupid show.
Okay, so, you're not going to explain it right. Can I come at you? I'm going to ask you nicely tonight.
Yeah, first of all, I want to tell people they can find that blog post at overthetoprope.com if they want to see it.
Okay.
Now go on.
So, the past couple of weeks, Josh has been real down on wrestling, which is why I checked out of it a long time ago. So the other day, Josh goes, hey, I put this on Reddit, upvote it if you want to. So I actually took the time to read something that Josh did, which is...
That's rare.
It's new for both of us, really.
It is. It was a weird experience.
But, so I did that, and then I asked Josh. I said, Josh, are you actually going to watch Raw next week anyway? Because his whole thing was, instead of wasting time watching Raw, I'm going to watch indie wrestling or semi-pro wrestling just because it's more real.
Good stuff, yeah.
I then asked Josh this week, Josh, you watching Raw this week? Thinking he's actually going to be a man and boycott the shit, and he goes, I'm not going to watch it Monday, but I'm going to watch the recap on Tuesday if it's good.
No, and by that I mean, like, I read the recap and then I watched... So here's the thing about Raw.
No. Because now's when you get it, Josh.
I said
you're like those fucking people that boycotted Call of Duty, and then the day it came out, there was this Steam group of we boycotted Call of Duty, and they were all playing Call of Duty.
Let's go to the tape, shall we?
You can't say, I'm not going to watch Raw this week, and the next day go, I'm going to watch Raw.
To be fair, in the article, which I'm bringing up right now, I said that I'm not going to waste my 3 hours. So Raw is 3 hours long, but the majority of that show is recap and it's commercials. So you take all the stuff out where they tell you what happened the week before and then they play commercials. The show gets down to like an hour and a half. And then if you skip over the boring parts, it's like a solid 45 minutes of good stuff. That's what I did. So I didn't waste 3 hours. I wasted 45 minutes. And the only reason I wasted 45 minutes was because I heard that it was actually a pretty good episode. So then I went back and checked it out.
The title of Josh's thing, just because he left it out, I'm walking out on Monday Night Raw.
Yeah.
How are you walking out on something that you're watching the same day?
I wasn't watching it the same day. I watched it the next day. And I did say, WWE's write-up on Raw each Tuesday is always so extensive that I can catch up on the plot points and matches that I might miss without having to see all the crap. So I say, I'm going to do this on Tuesday. I said it in the thing I wrote. You knew I was going to watch the stupid show. Screw you.
I thought you were going to man up. I thought you were going to sack up for the first time in your life. You didn't.
So, I mean, there's a certain aspect of weaning yourself off of something that I couldn't go cold turkey. Come on.
Josh has nice comments on his post like, simple, don't like it, don't watch it, just up and leave. No one cares that you leave or why you do.
People came hard at me, yeah.
Because of course they did.
Well, it was a well-written piece, I feel like. It was fine.
It was okay. For the first time in Josh's life, I feel like Josh actually entertained me with something.
That's all I could ask. I didn't know this was going to get real life here. I didn't know blogs we wrote were for games.
I don't even know what made me think of it.
Oh, I got
that's honestly why I said, can I say something first? Because I was trying to be an actual friend about it, not just be a dick about it.
While you're being an actual friend about things, will you cut out my potential?
Yeah, I'll try to find it.
Thank you. I thought I could say it and make it funny, and I realized halfway through that it was not going to be funny.
All right, Josh, so again, cast at geek-pop.com, ask us questions. We'll ramble on about wrestling and God knows what else shit.
Yeah. Who knows what's going to come up on our shows.
And I think tonight's an excellent example of that. So, depending on where you're listening to the show right now, there are other places you listen to it. You can find us on iTunes, Geek Pop with an exclamation point at the end. You can find us on Stitcher. And on both of those services, if you leave us reviews and stars and likes, we will read your comments live on the air. Subscribing to us or following us or whatever media form it is, it helps us move up the ranks, gets us a little more popular. And Josh, where else can you find you during the week?
You can follow me on Twitter. I'm at GI_Josh.
And you can find me at Girls Heart Geeks. And Josh, since you got 2 plugs tonight for the things you do, I'm going to plug something I did this past week.
Please.
And we're going to discuss it right at the end of the show here.
All right, plugs are always welcome from both of us, I feel like.
Okay, so on my YouTube channel, Josh.
Which is at tobesplays.com.
It is www.tobesplays.com or, that user on YouTube. Josh, I drank peanut butter and jelly flavored soda.
Yeah, I heard about that. I haven't watched the video yet, but you told me you did it.
See? This is the kind of friends that Josh and I are to each other.
That we don't watch videos we make? So wait, I've had a busy week, and I was queuing it up for this weekend.
Sure.
Shut up. I was.
I really don't care.
Okay.
But anyway, so to me, the funniest part of it, I tried to not curse in it, Josh. I still did accidentally. Mistakes were made.
Yeah,
But you and I kind of discussed that I should eat a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Yeah.
And then taste the soda. And see which one was more realistic.
Yeah.
I want you to know I one-upped that.
Okay, great. How?
But I'm not going to tell the listening audience what it was.
Okay.
You're going to have to go and watch it.
Wow. A cliffhanger.
But yeah, so again, you can find Josh at G_Josh. You can follow all his craziness on there, his other podcast, nonsense like that. You can find me at Girls Heart Geeks. And once again, I'm Toby.
And I'm Josh.
See you guys later. 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 See you guys.